One of the most famous indicators in the world of trading is the one we call MACD. Surely most of you already know it, and also many of you will use it in your trading, because this indicator has recently been combined with the data and the information provided by the Heikin-Ashi candlesticks, creating a new MACD 100 times more effective, and also provides us with direct buy and sell signals. In today's video, we will show you step by step how you can use this indicator to improve your day-to-day trading and get a win rate over 92%. Welcome to the Trader's Game. And before we start, remember that in the description you have the links to join us in our Telegram community, where every day we post charts and analysis of what is happening in the financial markets. And also the trading bonus page, which has been updated and have added new promotions and free bonuses for all those who are starting in the world of trading. Do not forget to leave your email if you want to receive a weekly newsletter with everything that has happened during those days. Like most strategies that we teach you in this channel, today's strategy can be used in all types of assets. We will use the example with a pair of Bitcoin to make the most of that volatility, and you can see that even in more complicated scenarios, with a good combination of indicators and a good trading plan, we can get incredible results. But as I said, it also works for Forex or stocks. In this case, we will use the pair of 15 minutes. We will go to the indicators and look for the standardized MACD Heikin-Ashi transformed. There is only one of its creator, Quantilux. Click and we will see something like this. Already directly we can see how it is a complete transformation of the old MACD with its histogram, its signal averages, but we can also see how it leaves us some arrows that represent those possible buy and sell signals, i.e. not only gives us all the information of the MACD, but even more correct, but also provides us with specific entry points for our operation. At this moment we are in 15 minutes time frame, but really this new indicator works incredibly well in 1 hour, 4 hours, or even up to 5 minutes for those of you who do scalping. But well, 15 minutes is one of my favorite time frames because it allows you to make operations of a few hours, which usually give you profits in the day itself. The first thing we have to do is to review the configuration of our new MACD. In this video we will use the default data, but you can always adapt them to your liking. One of the most interesting options that allows us is to color the own candles with the same color and feeling of the MACD. As you can see at the moment that they turn blue in the indicator, also that trend is marked on the chart. Even so, we have other incredible options such as the signal cross, where if you look only the candles are colored when there is a cut of the average in the MACD. Although we have that change of candles from blue to red, only occurs that coloration on the chart when one of those candles crosses the average, in this case down. This can help us a lot to detect these changes in trend and better nail the entries. Another option that allows us is to mark only the reversal candles, that is to say just before that entry signal occurs, when it detects through the data provided by the Heikin-Ashi candles that the trend could change, and of course it does not do so in the middle zone, but when it detects that prices are in the overbought or oversold zone. As you see here, simply with that we could already make a good entry. And finally, we have the option to color the so-called extremities. This is personally one of my favorite options because it marks exactly the entire candlestick area since they have been in an overbought or oversold area, which gives us a lot of information also to place possible ranges that we should operate in the future. But of course you may be wondering, what is the best way to operate with this indicator? Very simple, just following the signals that marks us. In this particular case, we can see this little red arrow that marks a possible entry in short. We would place the stop loss by the previous highs and the take profit at approximately 1.5 ratio. As you see in a few minutes, again another positive operation. A little further forward we see a very interesting case, and this first signal marks a possible entry in short, but we see that the price continues to rise, and it is a little later when we again have another entry in short, which in this case again looking for that ratio 1.5. This time it has gone positive, and I want you to notice a detail, and is that to filter a little these signals. Although already in itself the indicator has a very high win rate, I would only enter those signals that when the MACD histogram is also in favor of the trend, i.e. if we are looking for a short it will have to be in negative, that is to say in red. As you can see, it is so, and the operation comes out in positive. But if we look at the one we failed before, we can see that when the MACD marks us that signal, the histogram is still in green. That is to say, contrary to the trend we are looking for, that would completely invalidate the possible operation. We would not take it. A little later we see something similar. In this case we are looking for a long. We mark the signal on the MACD, but the histogram is still in red, negative, so we would not take this operation, and as you see the price would continue to form a range and then fall again. A little later we have a similar case again. This time the signal is in short and the histogram is still positive, then we would not enter. In this case, if we had entered we would earn the same, but in the long term it is always better to be disciplined. We just wait for a better opportunity. Even so, I found another indicator that allows us to add more information to also filter this type of operations, and know that this particular one we should have taken it. It is a very basic indicator, the money flow index. Click and we will see something like this. The first thing we do is go to the configuration part. We are going to remove these options to leave the chart a little cleaner and that we have everything visually clearer. I will give those signals and circles also a little more intensity. I will also mark a little more overbought and oversold areas, and here we pass to the important thing. To mark also of clearer form the signals that gives us when those overbought and oversold take place. The data entry we will leave it by default, and now I am going to explain to you what you would have to do to filter these operations. As I was saying, at this point the MACD has given us the signal, but we see that the histogram is still positive. What should we look at then to know almost 100% if it is a good or bad entry? In the new indicator of the money flow index, we simply have to detect if at some previous moment we have touched and the signal has been marked, in this case of oversold. Since that gives us another confirmation that the price could begin to reverse that trend, what happens is that while the price is rising, the histogram and the MACD is falling, and also the money flow has gone from reaching that overbought zone to begin to fall. Then that is showing us that the only thing that has happened here is that a divergence is occurring. And of course we have that entry signal, and in turn after we also have a dot on the MFI. And then with all this clearer data, we take this signal as good and open our trade. As always, stop loss above the previous highs and trade ratio 1.5. A little later happens exactly the same, and practically live when I'm recording this video. We have the entry signal in short, and this time it coincides that the histogram is already red. But as I said, we also have the confirmation that we come from an overbought area in the MFI, so the entry is perfectly confirmed. We take our operation and again we are victorious. In fact, what many people do when they already have practice with this type of indicators is to put a second take profit until the same signals occur again, but on the contrary, i.e. the money flow becomes oversold, and then wait for a signal to appear again against. Or even if the MACD does not reach the bottom, would simply charge that second take profit when apart from that oversold signal the candles turn blue again, as for example happens in this area. In this case it would be something more or less like that, and we would be taking advantage of the full potential of the operation. No doubt we are facing a great update of the mythical MACD, and as always I encourage you to try the full strategy and tell us below in comments what you think, and if you are already getting profitability, do not forget to go through the description where we have the direct link to our free Telegram community, and also we will leave you the trading bonus page, where all those who want to start in the world of trading can do so through its list of the best exchanges and brokers in the world, and also take a promotion or extra bonus for being in our community. As always, thank you very much for watching, and see you in the next video of the Trader's Game.